Towards the end of the movie Brokeback Mountain, there's a scene in which one of the two main characters, a cowboy named Ennis, shows up at the home of his friend and lover, Jack. Ennis has just learned of Jack's murder. Jack's mother takes Ennis up to her son's old room where she's hung his shirt. As I recall the scene, Ennis grips the shirt, lowers his face to it, and inhales deeply. We who are watching can only imagine the ingredients in what he smells. Cologne, manure, Brill cream, leather, the salt meat tang of this particular man's sweat. Anyone who's ever fallen in love with a person who wears perfume or cologne will know instantly what this moment is about. How years later even, someone might pass us on the street or party, and a waft of that familiar scent floods us with the presence of that early love. The small and intimate details of a relationship long gone are suddenly sharp and clear as today. The regrets, too, the things said and left unsaid, done and left undone. It's the smell that unloads these memories. It's the smell that carries us so fully into the arms of the past. That power of smell might well be the easiest thing to overlook in the shocking events of our gospel passage today. After all, this passage opens with Jesus and the disciples at table with a dead man whom Jesus has brought back to life. Then one of this resurrected man's sisters breaks open a really pricey jar of perfumed oil, and there in front of everyone, she kneels and begins to wipe the oil over Jesus' feet with her own hair. The room goes silent as she bends to her work. It's so intimate, people feel an urge to look away. Finally, Judas makes some objection about how many of the poor could be fed with the price of that perfume, as if that were the cause of all their discomfort. And everyone waits for Jesus to respond. His eyes are closed and he's smiling. And in the midst of it all, the musky, sweet spice of that perfume blooms into the air, immersing the senses with its distinct fragrance. You don't smell that stuff every day or even every year. Not at 300 denarii a bottle, you don't. That aroma is unforgettable. In fact, the followers of Jesus are sure to remember this very moment the next time they smell that unmistakable recipe of spices. And as it so happens, the next time they smell it will be shortly after his death. The women first, of course, as they take his body down from the cross, wipe the perfumed oil over him, and lay him in the tomb. Then Peter and the others will notice its traces on the hands of the women, or in the empty tomb 2 days later, or trailing after a stranger who travels the road to Emmaus with them, or in a locked upper room where Jesus' living body seems to flash in and out of existence. Whenever they smell it, each in his own time, it will do what smell is uniquely able to do. It will take them right back to this night. It will transport them right back to this hour when that crazy woman Mary practically made love to their rabbi's feet on the floor at dinner, and Judas got all testy about it. What was it that Jesus had said that time? He was always saying something you didn't expect. What was it again? Oh, yes. Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me. That's it, isn't it? That's the real point here. Live in this moment now, Jesus was saying to them. Give your love fully to the ones God has sent you, so that when the ones God has sent you are gone, you will not wish you had done more or said more or been more present and loving. Live so that when the scent of this time visits you again, it will be cause for gratitude and not for second guessing. That's what Jesus was saying. The disciples realized as they look back on that moment at dinner, that's what Mary already understood. The perfume she used, after all, is the perfume with which the dead are anointed. It's a perfume that signals impermanence. She knew that. Out of all of them, she recognized that Jesus' walk among them was fleeting, that life itself is fleeting. And as the blessing puts it, we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who walk the way with us. She alone was swift to love. She alone made haste to be kind. She alone dared to worship and adore the one God sent her, right up and maybe even beyond the edge of decorum, risking much to ensure that when he finally did leave her, when this extravagant moment of grace finally did pass, she would have no regrets. And maybe when the disciples realize that, they themselves begin to grow up. Maybe they themselves start to catch on to the lesson that it's never too late for any of us to learn. Maybe they themselves begin to become the people we know eventually they did become, carrying God's love courageously into the world, risking their own lives to inhabit a radical present where the risen Christ is already palpable, already among us, if we would only have the courage to meet him, if we would only have the courage to anoint in his name the ones he has sent us. Amen.